The opening night of Miracle City at the Sydney Opera House is a moment more than 20 years in the making. The chamber musical, by a pre-boy from Oz, Nick Enright, and composer Max Lambert, has always been a jewel of a piece. Set in Johnson County, Tennessee, evangelists Ricky and Laura Lee Treswell, inspired by Jimmy and Tammy Faye Bakker, are hosting another episode of their morning TV ministry, Ministry of Miracles. It would be a normal day, except Ricky is deeply in debt, having sunk the family's funds into Miracle City, a biblical theme park, where first you pray and then you play. He sees a lifeline in legendary pastor and potential investor, Millard Sizemore. There's one catch: he'll only bankroll the project if he can marry Ricky and Laura Lee's 16-year-old daughter, Loretta. The parents must decide, and fast, if they will allow it. This remarkable real-time study of crises of faith set to a backdrop of gospel and southern folk music was due to transfer to the Opera House following its rapturously received 1996 debut at Sydney Theatre Company. But other projects, such as The Boy from Oz, Australia's first original musical to ever to move to Broadway, ended up taking precedence for the creative team. The Opera House transfer was shelved, and, after Enright's death in 2003, so too was the musical. But it has never been forgotten. Signature track "I'll Hold On" survived in the niche space of Australian musical theatre benefit concerts and variety nights, and the show itself was remembered as a triumph of the form. It was the great lost Australian musical, more myth than show, more promise than product. Everything changed in 2014 when Sydney's Hayes Theatre Co., a dedicated venue for boutique musical theatre, programmed Miracle City. Lambert was back as musical director, and Darren Yap, a friend and protege of Enright's, was on hand to direct. It was a hit. A cast recording was produced, and producers Lisa Freshwater and Alistair Thompson of the theatre division, riding on that success, have finally brought Miracle City to the Opera House. Long-standing musical theatre fans may get goosebumps. This new production, helmed again by Yap, with Lambert on board for musical direction, feels like a more somber and distressed take on the Treswell family and their Citadel singers than ever before. Ricky Gus Murray seems to have traded faith for ambition a long time ago, and Laura Lee Kelly Road, his impeccably made-up, relentlessly positive wife, has a knife-sharp, anxious edge. But she also exudes genuine warmth. The care she has for her family, especially her young daughter, is clear, and when that care is tested, she rises up to a level beyond propriety. Young Loretta Jessica Vickers is defiantly searching for her own identity, resisting her mother's hugs, singing rings around little brother Rick. The part is shared between Finn Bradley and Louis Fontaine in an attempt to gain more of the spotlight. She's delighted by Sizemore's attention and insists it's her calling, as a child of God, to indulge his attentions. Sizemore Anthony Phelan is irredeemable. A trenchant religious extremist, his signature hymn eschews the beauty and glory of faith that fills the Treswell Ministry songbook in favor of military bloodlust. To arms, he sings, until we win the world. He is anti-choice, anti-gay, anti-Palestine, pro-war. He's a regular at the Republican convention. In 2017, Sizemore is more terrifying than ever because his ilk are more visible than ever. He is the manipulative, exploitive face of toxic Christianity and toxic masculinity. Just ask the Citadel singers about the latter. Yulela Lara Mulcahy and Charlene Josie Lean have heard plenty of rumors about exactly why Sizemore's daughters refuse to have a relationship with their father, but it's fragile. Recovering addict Bonnie Mayhew suffers from it directly when Sizemore takes advantage of his size, strength and power to ask for a favor in return for healing her pain. Sound familiar? It's Bonnie Mayhew serves as the soul of the show. She sings "I'll Hold On." It's a song she's written herself about a redemption she doesn't believe will come. This isn't Miracle City's only irony, but it's perhaps the saddest. In this production, Bonnie May is played by singer-songwriter Missy Higgins. In her first stage musical, she appeared in movie musical Brand New Day. She's a nervous actor playing a nervous woman, and that energy does, for the most part, work, but her voice provides a crucial, beautiful lifeline to the colors of folk and soul that inform the show's gospel-driven score. Sizemore takes advantage of his size, strength and power to ask for a favor in return for healing her pain. Higgins and Lean do most of the vocal lifting in this respect, and Vickers Loretta has a clear and winsome soprano that helps lift and shape each song a little further. Miracle City's songs of praise are never meant to be truly believed. Ministry of Miracles, the TV show, is an artifice. Filming never stops as each character, and the Treswell family, begins to break down backstage, and there's no music to save them there. That's why, for the most part, characters in Miracle City don't sing their feelings. Music belongs to the TV show's run sheet. They're all alone when they face their challenges. No God, no music, no crowds of devoted listeners. In this way, Miracle City is a musical in reverse. The songs happen despite the action, rather than contributing to or exploring it. It's a fascinating conceit and one that works well on stage. At the show's final preview during previews, the show is still being worked on by cast and key creatives before opening night, when it is expected the show will be perfectly polished. There were still many bugs to fix. An actor would lose his song's lines and abandon them halfway through. Scene transitions were sluggish and subdued. The on-stage blocking and the choreography by Kelly Abbey lacked clarity. But the book and score of this musical remains a triumph of Australian music theatre, and it comes through in joyous and tumultuous moments, above the noise of final previews. It is sensitive, searching, clever, and never sacrifices sparkle for story. The final scene of the musical, which mustn't be spoiled, is still shockingly stark. It breaks every rule of musical theatre finales. It's thrilling. For the sake of the work, be patient with its bugs. Pay attention to the lyrics. They are disarming, simple yet generously evocative, and the evolution of Laura Lee Tresswell, who is more than a commodity for selling Christian evangelism. Consider the shape and structure of the book. It is marvelously crafted. This may not be a perfect production, but that we are receiving a production of it at all is a gift to be treasured. Miracle City runs until the 28th of October.